Yesterday's video, we talked about how we were no longer bullish on Palantir and how, judging by our strategy, we would be looking to remove any bullish positions today or yesterday up around that $60.88 level, which would have been about a 14% profit since our last bullish signal alert. Now, what we're looking for here in order to get these entries and exits is basically buying pressure occurring within a strong uptrend. Obviously, Palantir is in an uptrend. The way that we find this is by looking at most recent highs, and you'll notice that if we were to find every single one of these highs and every single one of these lows, they're making higher highs and higher lows. This is showing a clear trend to the upside. Now, the second aspect, and the aspect that most people just overlook, is buy-sell pressure. It doesn't matter if we're in a trend. We need to know if buyers are actually stepping in to move the stock up, because if no one's going to move in to push the stock up, then the stock isn't going to go up, and then what's the point of buying it? You're going to notice that when we flip from red to green on the BX trender at the bottom of your screen, that normally we get a significant breakout. You can see that we had a trade here from August 7th all the way up to August 21st, which was a 19% move on common shares within just 2 weeks. The BX trender flipped red, price consolidated and pulled back for nearly 10 sessions before breaking out 4%. It enters right again on the next day because we get continued buying pressure, continues to push up, taking profit at 6%. Once the BX trender flips from green to red, this is an indication that we no longer want to focus on buying this stock. Doesn't mean that we have to short, and I want you to understand that. It just means that buying pressure is not there. We consolidate or compress for about 2.5 weeks. We get the breakout, price increases, 16% move. From there, we get another turning of red on the BX. We get a false breakout, and then we take a small 4% loss. Really not bad. Price breaks out after earnings. Trading bot enters because we flip from red to green. Very simple things here. And now, because we're flipping from green to red, we are taking a 14% profit and not focusing at this point on continuing to trade Palantir to the upside. Now, I don't have a bullish position on Palantir. I actually just waited to get puts. Now, the reason that I have puts on Palantir is because the bullish setup that's happening on the daily is now walking away from this. This is saying that we have to pull back pretty drastically. The other thing is that if we move to the weekly chart, Palantir is coming out of this massive breakout and the BX trender is still red. There's a chance it might flip to green, but if we pull back, we could see Palantir potentially move back down to $55, $52.50, and $50. Now, the reason I took this short position is not because I think that there's a high chance of a potential profit. I think that the chances of me making money here is probably about 40%. But you don't always have to be right. I mean, you looked at this year, we're up $3.8 million on $2 million in capital. So trading predominantly shares, we're up nearly 200%, and our win rate is only 64%. What we're more so focused is massive increased returns versus risk. So you can see that our loss here was 4%, but I just took a 14%, 16%, 6%, 4%, 9%, 2% loss, 11% loss, 1% loss. So even when you're losing, you're not losing massively. And that's the most important thing. Your wins have to pay for 2 to 3 times what your losers are paying for if you're trading a strategy like this. If you're trading a strategy with a higher win rate, then you can have a lower risk versus reward. I hope this video helped, guys. We'll see what happens with Palantir in the next couple of days. And if it doesn't pull back and I lose money on my puts, oh well, it's part of the game.